Warning, this video will get into some pretty dark theories regarding the things Blitz was forced to do by his father Buxo, but please keep in mind it's all hypothetical. The most recent episode of Helluva Dating had Blitz insisting to Fizzaroli that there is no way a royal demon could ever really love a low-class imp, and that Asmodeus and Stolas are both just faking any interest in the two of them. This really got me wondering why Blitz is so trapped in his mindset, and after some disturbing moments from his childhood earlier this season, it got me thinking this arrangement with Stolas may not be the first time that Blitz was caught up with a royal romantically, and he may have even had his heart broken before. My name is ImpCut, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into it. So, for a while now, Blitz has been acting like Stolas can't possibly have any real feelings for him. From the very beginning, Blitz showed distance from Stolas, which was an odd behavior considering he tries to force other people to be as close to him as possible. Stolas is a rare exception to this rule, with Blitz trying to push Stolas away as hard as possible instead of invading his personal space the way he does with Moxie and Millie. Part of this does seem to be the psychology of Blitz being unable to rationalize that someone so elite is in love with him. Despite dating stars like Verosika in the past, Blitz feels like no one really wants him. That is why he has to be so pushy and clingy with his employees. But because Stolas actually wants Blitz, Blitz needs to use that as an opportunity to prove to himself just how much Stolas loves him. Blitz has a lot of reasons, I believe, to push away Stolas, but I've said in the past, at least part of it is simply wanting Stolas to keep pursuing Blitz anyways. The moment Blitz starts enjoying the attention and returning it to Stolas, he fears that Stolas will stop, and perhaps even start giving that attention to another imp now that Blitz is on the hook. Because of that, the only way for Blitz to ever feel safe is to never admit that he knows that Stolas likes him. The longer Blitz can do that, the longer the relationship can last, and if Stolas simply gives up along the way, Blitz can walk away with the rationalization that he was proven right by Stolas giving up. But what is it that built Blitz up to think this way? While dating Verosika, it is possible that Blitz developed this mindset. He has his scar in these photos with her, which means it was after his horrible circus accident and after he had stopped chasing fame, it seems. Verosika was an elite in many ways who could have made Blitz feel used and abused, explaining why he would eventually abandon her in a motel and steal her car. But that behavior itself implies that Blitz had been through something like this already and was already feeling like Verosika could never take him seriously. This is shocking because Verosika got a tattoo of Blitz's name on her arm, which she crossed out instead of removing. So it seems like early on, Verosika may have been more like Stolas than the bully we see her as now. She may have been loving and doting and giving Blitz everything she could to keep him around, and in episode 7 of season 1, she seemed genuinely hurt by how Blitz had abandoned her. This really implies to me that Blitz had his trauma built up from some previous relationship or relationships, and the rant Blitz went on in this most recent episode makes it sound like it was a true royal demon. But how and why would this have happened? This is where the theory gets a little dark, but after going back and watching Season 2, Episode 1, I think that Blitz may have met some other royal demon similarly to the way he met Stolas. In Stolas' childhood flashbacks, we see that his father Paimon took him to the circus where Blitz worked, where Stolas would immediately fall in love with Blitz. Being a spoiled royal, Stolas was able to get Blitz to be his friend for the day, something Buxo easily agreed to in order to make more money. While Buxo accepted very little from Paimon to take Blitz for the day, Blitz was told to rob the Goetia house for everything they could, and it looks like they were rather successful. While this seems to be the first time that Blitz was made to do this based off of the guilt-tripping Buxo had to do, it sets a very dark precedent for the rest of Blitz's life at the circus. Stolas' interest in Blitz was rather innocent at the end of the day. They were both children, Stolas had a childhood crush, and Paimon used his money to make a playdate happen in a sketchy, inorganic way. Considering that Fizzaroli was a jester at his circus who now is a performing jester at sexy nightclubs with robotic love bots being made modeled after him, I don't think it's a stretch that some level of escorting was probably involved at Buxo's circus. This isn't even unheard of throughout our real history, where different types of performers from theater to circuses reel audiences in with a show and then allow people from the audience to purchase an evening with one of their performers. Considering where Fizzaroli ended up going and how sexualized the entertainment industry is in hell, with succubus like Verosika being pop stars and Angel Dust as a gay adult film star being one of the biggest celebrities in hell, I really don't think it's a stretch that many of the circus members here were essentially escorts as well. hell. In the world of hell, this is kind of common really, but what makes it dark is the pattern we might be seeing of it in the first instance with Blitz being made to spend the day with Stolas by his father Buxo. Since then, Blitz has been proven to attract elites more than the average imp, and I think it's setting us up to learn that Blitz has a long history of sleeping with and perhaps even dating in the upper classes. And I think it's possible that at an older age, but before the tragic accident, Blitz actually got into something of a situationship with a royal blue blood specifically, as he refers to them in the latest episode. This would be someone who came to one of his shows, took an interest in him, and managed to get some sort of ongoing situation where Blitz genuinely felt loved and appreciated for a while. Whoever this mysterious royal was, Blitz may have returned their affections early on, only to realize that this was just something of an act or a routine this elite does when seducing demons, before eventually getting bored and moving on. While Stolas seems genuine in his interest to Blitz, Blitz may have his judgment clouded by some previous royal elite, making Blitz feel like nothing but a rough tumble with the lower classes. Now, in the world of Helluva Boss, there are a lot of royals, with there being 7 sins ruling over each of the rings of hell. But I think it's more likely for this plot that one of the 72 royal Goetia demons would be brought in for this. Just in the background alone, we've seen a lot of cool Goetia demons at parties and in a cafe that could be very fun to explore in this kind of plot. But I think it's actually possible that this reveal is being saved for a demon we actually know pretty well already, Stella's brother, Andrealphus. Andrealphus is a marquis in the Ars Goetia, lower in rank than Stolas, who is a prince, but someone Stella still uses as a threat against Stolas. Though lower in rank, Andrealphus may be doing much better with his duties than Stolas, who seems to be tired of them based on his disinterest in the constellations in the morning Blitz is scoping out his mansion to steal the grimoire. While Stella was happy to have Stolas assassinated, Andrealphus is more cunning and seems to be planning to inherit the fortune of Stolas by killing his daughter first so she can't inherit anything, then killing Stolas. Andrealphus would be the perfect royal to reveal as a sort of ex of Blitz because of the drama it would cause, and also because Blitz would get to see the genuine differences between Andrealphus and Stolas and how they treat everyone around them. Blitz probably couldn't imagine Stolas doing something as heinous as trying to kill a young girl like Octavia to inherit a fortune. And as they go on this big adventure together, Blitz will see that Stolas is genuine when he appreciates him. Something we especially know is true because even when Blitz isn't paying attention, Stolas is still just enamored with Blitz and the way he naturally is, such as in the Hollywood episode when Blitz saves Stolas. This would explain why Blitz didn't take Verosika so seriously despite the very serious affection that she showed him. He saw himself as just her bodyguard that she wanted to have some fun with, and not someone that would just be there till the end when he dies, as he discussed with Luna in episode 8 of season 1. And that mindset would be carried into this arrangement with Stolas, where Blitz can list off all the things Stolas does to show he cares and has interests, but Blitz has to tell himself that it's all an act, because it's all something he experienced before with Andrealphus, or some other royal demon. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.